Chapter 3, Nash's doctoral thesis on game theory later established him in the mathematic. At Princeton, Nash studied under John von Neumann, who is the father of modern game theory. Basically, the task of game theory is to produce mathematical models of rational human decision-making. In particular, these decisions take place in games involving conflict or cooperation, such as poker or chess. Von Neumann's research identified the basics, but was extremely limited in practice. Nash was dedicated to take the game theory further. One major problem with von Neumann's theory was that his mathematical proof was limited to two-player, zero-sum games. The zero-sum means that the amount earned by one player is equal to that lost by the other. Moreover, in zero-sum games, there is no benefit to cooperation. It's all about conflict. Poker is a good example to zero-sum game. Von Neumann was unable to provide mathematical evidence for non-zero-sum games involving two or more players. Nash saw this gap as a challenge and rose to him in his doctoral dissertation. Nash's 27-page thesis contained mathematical evidence covering the results of non-zero games. This was a crucial step in making game theory more applicable to real-world practices in areas such as economics that were more interested in cooperation rather than conflict. Despite Neumann's work, two-person zero-sum games are not so common in the real world. For example, even in war, cooperation can sometimes benefit. Nash's breakthrough was to differentiate between collaborative and non-cooperative games. This meant that it was possible to determine rational human behavior mathematically based on the possibility of mutual gain. That is to say, if each player independently decides the most advantageous response to his opponent's most advantageous strategy, a non-zero game can be concluded. This equation, known as the Nash equilibrium, allowed Nash to win the Nobel Prize after half a century.